Hello my darlings, and welcome back to Henford-on-Bagley. We are in the Bramblewood area once again today, and we are on a brand new lot with a brand new family. Everybody meet married couple Parker and Katie and their beloved Jack Russell, Maxie. We're going to be building a bit of a different build on this lot today, so let's get into game and I'll talk you through it a little bit more. You can use my code BUMPKIN at checkout on the EA app or at sims.com. I receive a small commission from your purchase and you greatly support me and the channel. Thank you so much. Happy Friday everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Build the Worlds. And here we are with a brand new couple. We're going to pause before they start chatting away. Here with a brand new couple, here with a brand new lot today. If you remember in yesterday's part, in my head I had a modern build planned here, but it just wasn't fitting in right with me. And with the couple that I wanted to move into this modern lot, I just think they would make a little bit more sense living in a kind of village setting. So I decided on building another pub. Now this one's going to be a little bit different because it is going to be a residential lot. But I'm also going to make food a really big thing on this lot, and Parker, who is this wonderful lady on the left here, is a very, very talented chef, and they both come from Windenburg. I reckon they've moved here quite recently. I reckon they bought this old pub to renovate it into a really lovely gastro kind of pub in the middle of the countryside, and they've only lived in Henford-on-Bagley for about maybe just over a year, I'm gonna say, so they're quite fresh to the community really. But Parker was just a little bit fed up with working in all these really kind of like high class restaurants, and she was just overworked, underpaid, and she knew that she'd wanted to break off on her own, go on her own terms, cook her own food, have her own staff, that kind of vibe. And so she and Kate, her wife, decided on picking up sticks from Windenburg and moving out to the countryside in Henford-on-Bagley and buying this old inn that is now been kind of transformed into a wonderful, gorgeous inn that I'm going to show you some reference images in just a second. But yeah, this is Parker. Anyway, I absolutely love her. She's a little bit of an earth child. I reckon she's traveled quite a bit with Kate herself. I'm seeing that they're both probably in their mid to late 40s. Around that kind of age, and they've been together since they were probably, I'm going to say 19. They're very similar in age, there's only kind of a couple of years between them, but they've both kind of traveled the world, eating all their food, documenting things, and that is where kind of Kate's sort of like interests and stuff lies. I'm going to say Kate's probably some kind of journalist of some kind, like writing for newspapers, travel bits, that kind of vibe. Maybe something in the LGBTQIA community as well. So maybe if you can imagine in our own lives, like the pink paper, that kind of vibe, you know? So she kind of goes down that route of writing articles and stuff on topics around the world, politics, anything that she wants to put her mind to. She's a very clever sim. She always wanted to live in the countryside. So they kind of put their dreams together, and this is the start of their new lives, really. Kate still does a lot of like journalistic work. She still works from home and things, I think. I think she's like freelancing, writing articles for other people, that kind of vibe. And I also think she's in the process of maybe writing her own book on feminism, on females in today's society, that kind of vibe. I see her as a strong woman, you know. She's got her wits about her, and that's what I like about her. And she's kind of like really adapted to village life quite well, I'm going to say. And she loves being the kind of front of house because Parker's in the back cooking all the food in the kitchen. And I'm going to say that Kate is kind of like front of house, looking after things day to day. She brings her laptop into the bar, works with the bar, chats with the community. It's that kind of vibe around here, you know? And I just like it. I really like the vibe between these two. I really wanted an oldie lesbian couple in this save file, and again I did have another couple planned for the hamlet of Whittington themselves, and it was these two. They were going to be living above the little pub that I was going to be building there, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to break away from that village and have a big standalone inn here, you know? So that's what I want to do. And of course we cannot forget this little sweet Maxie down here, which is their pride and joy, the little Jack Russell. And this is Maxie, and she's absolutely gorgeous. She reminds me a little bit of Daisy, actually, who's just down there. Oh no, she's hanging on the other side of her bed. But for some reason, yeah, she gives me Daisy vibes. She really does. But I'm really excited to get on with these two. Again, I want to see their characters develop a little bit more as we're building this. I really do. And I want the in itself to have areas for them to live. I also want it to have areas for them to make their own nectar. So maybe some kind of outside greenhouse where they could grow berries and stuff, a cellar, you know, that kind of vibe. And this place is going to be quite a big, sort of substantial size. Not a huge, but I do think that this is going to be quite a big inn. It's going to be on 4 floors, really, including the basement, because I do want to go up on a 3rd level. I think that's what I want to do. That's what I'm planning at the minute. That might change. We're going to see what happens as we progress through. But these are the reference images that I've got here. And this is a gorgeous pub called the Bell Inn, which is in the Cotswolds area of the of England. And I just love the shape of this. I really love the kind of bay windows at the bottom, the double kind of height above it with all the dormers at the top. I just think it looks really nice, especially with all the ivy clambering over it. I just think it looks stunning. There is another angle to this build as well. I'll show you the other angle that I'm thinking. And you can kind of see it goes back a little ways. And I think that's where I want to house their cottage. I want to connect their cottage kind of on the back area of the pub itself. So that's going to be their kind of living space, really. And the rest of it is going to consist of obviously a pub, a dining area, kitchen on the bottom level, and then above on the 2 other levels, or maybe just 1 other level, not decided yet. I want to go for some kind of place where people can come and stay and experience a little like bed and breakfast in the middle of the countryside. So I just love the vibe of this. I really do. So that is indeed what we are cracking on with today. As always with the first part, we don't tend to get loads done, but I do want to get the bare bones of the building down and choose all the wallpapers and stuff. So that is what we're going to crack on with and get going with today. Nothing more to say. Let's get into game. Let's make a start. And so here we are, my loves. Right, let's make a start on the bottom area. I don't think I'm going to go... Oh, that's a half wall. We don't need that. I don't think I'm going to go that wide with the bay windows. I need to think about the scaling of the Sims 4 with this build, that's for sure. I even thought about having this as a medium height on the wall, but again, I just don't know if it's going to work with the Sims, so I'm not going to chance it. I think that should suffice around about there. Let's bring you into about there as well. There is quite a bit of room on this side, so I'm going to go 2 that way, and then it comes in here, and this is the kind of start of where the cottage area is, really. It kind of comes out here. I'm going to go out further than that, I think. Yes. And I think I'm going to go all the way down as far as I possibly can with that there, because I do want quite a nice space, sort of size-wise, with their kind of like living quarters. That's what I would like anyway. So this one comes down to around about, let's go for that. I think that could work. Yes, because then it's got like a little, what looks to be a lean-to or just an extension on the back here, which would be a good place to put the kitchen, actually. So let me try and get a nice size down with that there. Let's get some better lighting here, shall we? And then I'm going to drag where the cottage would be here. And then I think I'm going to lift it into around about there. I think that would suffice. Let's have a little look. Yes, because then this, we could put like places to sit around here and also out the back here. Like a nice beer garden. A beer garden is very important in a pub in the middle of the countryside, as far as I'm concerned. Thank you. So let's mark down the size of what the cottage should be. I reckon around about that there. And then I can wall off the inside too. I think I took it to about there, didn't I? I think it is there. Let's have a look. Yes. And then all of this space here is for the pub itself. I mean, that's really playing well to have as the main bar area, but we're going to see what happens with that. Yes, we are in jade. Oh, very nice. Very nice jade. So the kind of extension comes to around about there, I think. Let me get back to that other reference, because it's not a huge build by the side here, like size-wise. So I think that's the way that I want to do it. Yes, and then I can drag this all the way along. There is no bay window on the top, so I'll take it up to there and cut all the way across to there as well. Excuse me. I've just eaten my dinner and I did nearly burp in your face then. How rude. Yes, that could work, but the only problem is now with these dormers, I'm not going to be able to do 2 there because it's not going to sit in the middle, which is where I went. Oh my god, I've just noticed what I've done here. I bet somebody out there is screaming at me. And do you know what? I don't blame you, because that is embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. Aiden, sort your shit out, for goodness sake. You call yourself a builder. Honestly, you call yourself a Virgo even. I think that's going to be a little bit more balanced now, isn't it? There we go. Pretend that you didn't see that, okay, my darlings? Just pretend. Just pretend. We listen and we don't judge, okay? And that is definitely the vibe today. Thank you. I think that's what I want to do. Yes. Okay. Well, at least that's balanced now, you know. There's a nice roof line across here, but it goes all the way across. It does have a bit of a hexagonal moment that I could probably try and find a workaround for that. We'll see what happens. We'll see if that's going to work itself. I'm wondering whether or not to actually extend that out just one more on that side. I fear that could be a little bit better. But yeah, those dormers are not going to work. So I don't think I am going to go up another level after this one here, which is fine. I said that I wasn't really like wanting to, but the only problem is going to change the shape of the build a little bit. That I don't want it to do that. I mean, I could just do 2 dorm windows at the top here. Like one there and one there, then it's balanced. I don't want to do another one in the middle because it just looked weird if I did one. Do you know what? That would actually work. So we are going to go up another level. I completely and utterly lied to you. How dare I, you know? So I think I want to take you all in like that. And you. Bring you into around about there. Maybe we can make this like a really lovely honeymoon suite or something at the top here. That could be a vibe, couldn't it? We'll see what happens with this. I'm just going to get these dorms in coming out of the top of the roof line here for the moment, and then we can work around this. Yeah, I think we could make it work, you know. We could make it work. And it's a nice big inn as well. I would have loved a little bit more outdoor space, but I still think this is fine. I still think we can get enough picnic tables and stuff there for them to have a nice beer garden. So we're not struggling too much, you know. So first thing is first. I need to figure out the roof shapes that I want to do for this before I move on to anything. So that is indeed what I'm going to do now. I tried a few things with that 3rd level and it just wasn't working for me. The scaling and stuff was just making the roof line just not right. So this is how we're going to go about it instead. And I have tested this and it does work. So flaps in, everybody. Tuck those flaps in. And then we're going to whiffle this one right along to here. It's quite simple, but I still think it's effective. And I do want to make this just slightly taller because it has got quite a high-pitched roof, this pub, which I'm kind of feeling. I'm kind of feeling it. Now, this bit here is where I'm going to connect in the next bit. So I'm going to copy this one over, just put it there roughly for now, and then tuck it into that particular size, and then bring that one all the way to the edge here like this. So that just kind of connects in there. And I think that's going to work out quite nicely. And it still gives us the kind of deceiving look of this being higher, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to try and find some dormers to put up there, ones that you can just stick on. I'm a bit apprehensive about that because we all know what the dormers are like in the game. They're shit. And then how I'm going to put the roof on the cottage is use the same roof line. Drag it all the way across to here, but just make this a little bit smaller. Maybe just one more again. Around about to there like that. And I think that's going to work rather deliciously. And then what I can do back here is add on just a very simple half gabled roof. And in fact, I don't know if I want to do a half gabled because I'm going to be putting a half hipped on the front of this. We'll do that now while we're here. I'm wondering whether or not to put a half gabled there as well on the back. Let's have a little look. I'm just going to do a 1 tile only to about there. Just to the edge of those. And then what I'm going to do is pull the flaps down. And then what we can do is just position this into an angle that I'm going to be kind of happy with. One more like that. Let me see you, please. I think that could work. It might be a little bit too tall. I think we should come down a couple, actually. Let's have a look. We'll see what happens with that. That might change. But I do like that roof there. I think that really works. So with that being said, will a half gabled work here as well? I don't think it will, but there's no harm in trying, you know? So if I can get you to around about there, bring you all the way down, my darling, and also get the flaps out. No, I don't think it does work. I think we do need to go for a half gabled here, rather than a hipped. Did I say gabled for this one as well? No idea. My brain has been melting this week, so we're just going to have to deal with it. There, all the way along. I think that could be kind of simple. And yet still very effective. I think that's going to be okay. Okay. Now that is a definite rough kind of guide of everything. Obviously, it's just a big box at the minute, but we can definitely make it more interesting with detailing, darling. It's going to be all about those details. So what I need to figure out now is a kind of rough floor plan, really. A rough floor plan of most of the rooms, I'm going to say, or most of the actual build itself. And then that's going to give me an idea on where to put the windows and stuff. And so we have a rough floor plan. So this is what I'm planning on doing. Main entrance into the pub here. You come through into this way. Probably going to do some kind of like seating area around here, maybe. Going to try and keep this area as free as possible because this is where the kitchen is going to be. The stairs that go up into the inn area upstairs. This is a kind of corridor that I've cut off with 3 toilets in the pub area itself. And then over to this way here is where the main kind of bar area is going to be. I'd like some kind of fireplace around on this wall here. Some kind of access out from this way. I don't know whereabouts I'm going to do that just yet because I do want to be able to get in the main bar in this area as well. So at least they're going to have access out onto the side, which is going to be a nice beer garden that kind of wraps around the whole front of the pub itself. Wonderful. And then into this area here, this is going to be their little kind of like cottage quarters. A kitchen in this area, just a small little kitchen. A little living room in here as well, complete with a fireplace and stuff. I want to do that. Stairs that kind of go upstairs into their, what is going to be an upstairs bathroom and their 1 bedroom, which I think is going to be absolutely fine. Now, this is the floor plan that I don't like at the minute. It just looks a little bit weird to me. I don't know what we're going to do with this just yet. The stairs come up here. We've got 3 rooms that they rent out. And I'd like to do each one with a different theme, a theme around Henford-on-Bagley. Maybe like an outdoorsy kind of theme, like heavy on nature. Maybe a theme of history, the history of this wonderful place that we are building in. That kind of vibes. And I don't know what themes I'm going to do there. You lot can help me out with that. But I think having themed rooms for each of them would just be really cute. But the one thing I don't like is just this big long corridor at the minute. I like the sizes of all of these. I might actually change around this floor plan. But for now, I'm going to keep it as it is. Put the windows in still anyway. And we're going to figure out what we can work out from that. It might even just be a thing where I need to break it down into en-suites and stuff. And maybe like a little dressing area. We'll see further on. That's further on. That is tomorrow's thoughts, not today. What we need to think about now is wallpapers, windows, and doors for the exterior of this. So I want to keep it in that kind of natural stone that we've been using on a lot of the builds. Probably not in this area, but I want it to kind of settle into the landscape. So that's what I want to do. So let me pick all of that and we will pop it around together. So that took a while for something to come up that I was kind of happy with, and I'm happy with it now. We've kind of gone off on our own creative tangent with this because it looks nothing like the reference image that we were originally going to use, but we're going to do it anyway, aren't we? Yes we are indeed. First things first, what we're going to do is wrap the bottom level in this one from cottage living. I think I'm going to do the Hoe cottage in that one there though, so I'm going to put the pup. What's a pup? I'm going to pop that on the Hoe cottage. Just that one, framing the bottom. I think no, I was going to go up on that roof line there, but it won't make sense. And then what I'm going to do is mix it with this stone here, just for a little bit of difference at the top. And I think it looks very attractive that way. So that is what we're going to do. Plop it all the way along there, even on that roof point there. I like those 2 stones together. I really do. You around there as well. Do I need to do it on that one? Yes. And then on the back area there too. Yeah, gorgeous. Gorgeous things. We're going to use my favourite roof texture that I'm using to absolute death, and it's the one from the Horse Ranch pack. I just love this rustic roof. I think it fits everything marvellously. So I'm going to pop you all the way around to there. And that is our wallpapers, darlings. And we're going old school. We are going back, my loves, to Get Together. And we're going to use these windows here from Get Together. We're going to plop one there. We're going to do one there like that. And then I'm going to use these side ones and flop them. Oh, that one there's not bloody equal, is it? We're going to flop them in between each other. They might need maneuvering once I get in with the pillars and stuff, because I've put pillars in between on these bay windows because I just think it works quite nicely. Yeah, flopping these here. Now, originally I did also have a bit of wood paneling behind it, like on the bay windows themselves. Oh, actually, I do like that. I do like that with that. I think once the pillar's in there, it'll make a lot more sense. I've got a vision, and as always, my darlings, you've got to trust my vision sometimes. Sometimes the vision doesn't come to fruition, but that is very rare. Anyway, we're moving on. I'm going to flop these to around about there, I think. That looks smart. I like that. I like that look. Imagine this with loads of ivy on top of it as well. Like, it's just going to be an absolute vibe. We're doing shutters as well. We're doing shutters. I've sized these up to a 1.3, and I'm just going to put shutters all the way. I'm just going to put them on roughly first and then perfect them. But we're going to put them all the way on the top level. And just like that, they're all in a perfect position now. We're going to use this door from the Castle Estate kit, and I'm going to pop it just in the middle there. So that's the main entrance to the pub. And then this is where it either makes or breaks it, because I've not tested it with this wallpaper properly where it is. I like it. I know it's going to work, but I do have to maneuver the window slightly. Look, there's a little bit of a weird thing going on there. But don't you worry, my darlings, that is an easy fix. I'm just going to flop that all the way along on those bay windows there. And just adjust these, just so you can't see that weird thing flopping about, you know? Yes, I like it. Yes, this is going to work for me. I always know when, I'll be building something and I know when something's not right. And there was a few things I was trying then, and they just weren't the ones. But now I'm kind of happy with how that front of the inn is looking. Again, as I said, once details and stuff on it, it's just going to pull it all together and it's going to be marvellous. Dormers. We're putting dormers above. I'm going to use these ones here. These are the only kind of ones that matched in as best as what I possibly could using the in-game items. But I still think it looks good. Is that one up higher? It is. Look, you little shit. How dare you? Who invited you? Where did you come from? There we go. Perfect height, both of them. And the same with you. Is that one in the middle? Oh, I hate lining stuff up in The Sims. I really do. You wouldn't have thought I was a hairdresser for 20 years. But I promise all my cuts were in very straight lines. Unless they didn't want them to be. That's all I'm going to say there. I think that works. I do think those dormers work. I've kind of like gone off of them now. I don't know what it is about them. I don't like them. We're getting rid. I'll come back to the drawing board with that. I think it looks better without them. Yes. Okay. Well, we're coming back to that at some point. I don't know when. I don't know where. I don't know how. But we're going to come back to it. I haven't played around with the windows and stuff on the back yet. All I'm going to concentrate on today is just getting the windows onto the front of this area. Just to kind of settle this building quite nicely. And what I also did was use these here just to trace the line of this paneling at the bottom. I don't think it needs it now, but I don't know. I quite like it, actually. I wish this came in a softer color. This one's just a little bit too white, and the rest of them are a little bit too dark. Oh, actually, that one there doesn't look half bad. Oh, no, it does. Yeah, no, I looked at my other monitor. In my working monitor, it doesn't look good. We'll leave that as well for the minute. But I think that is a good enough start with the front facade. So I'm going to leave it as it is for the minute. And what I'm going to do now is get a chimney burst drawn in. I'm going to do you to you and up again, my love. We want it quite high, this one. And then I'm going to use that one all the way up as well. Yes. And then get in a big old chimney on top of it. And I'm going to go for this one here from the university. I just think that's going to settle in quite nicely there. Get a cheeky half wall going around, maybe at that height. Around about there. Stunning bit of work. Get you in there and paint you on the inside as well. Oh, that's the ticket. It really is. I also think I need to add some chimneys onto these sides here as well. Unless I don't do chimney breast and put them on each of the edge there. Oh, it does look quite nice with a chimney breast though. But if I did just one on each side, I do actually prefer that. Chimney breast is going. I prefer how that looks. And then I can do a smaller one, maybe even with this. Oh, that looks nice. I'm going to put the smaller one here in this swatch as well. In fact, I'm going to try that softer colour. That one works, but I think... No, that one's a little bit too orange. That one was better. I'll flop that on there like that. Yeah. We'll keep that as it is for the minute. I'm not going to do any windows here because it goes straight into one of those toilets there. So I'm going to add smaller windows on the toilets once we get to that part. What I need to do now is go back here and paint. Oh no, that's the cottage. You silly bum. That's why we left it like that. You silly, silly bum. Yes. Okay. Right. As I said, I've not decided on windows and stuff back here yet because I was really unhappy with that floor plan. I'm going to change this floor plan before we work there. But what we could do is get in some doors coming out from this area onto what is going to be a beer garden. And I think because this has been renovated into a bit of a gastropub, I think having a little bit of modern flair with some bifold doors into the main pub area would probably work really quite well. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm absolutely going to do it. Lovely job. But this is where I'm going to end things today. We've made a start. As I said, we never tend to get loads done in the first part anyway. But we've got the bare bones of this inn down, and I'm happy with how this is looking. I really am. Very happy with how this is looking. Wondering just if I could do this. No. I think what I probably have to do is get that up there instead. Yeah, there we go. Stunning. That was just weirding me out then. But this is where I'm going to leave this part for today. So we've made a start on the Riverview Inn. I'm going to be back next week with another part of this. Also coming up on the channel next week is going to be the final part of our Life and Death Let's Play. More from my Same House 5 Decade series, and also another part of my Dream Home series. So very exciting week next week. I hope you all have the most marvellous weekends. Leave me some lovely comments down below, and I'll see you all again on Tuesday. Goodbye.